Okay, here it is.
Can understand a lot of people being critical. I can
Blade,
understand the
open it.
negativity, but I'm going to be part of that. Grew up because I've been there, done it, and played, and understand how difficult it can be. We won it once, but we know how difficult it is over the last 58 years, and he's been very, very close. Let's be fair about it.
And more than a third of major airports have increased their drop-off fees this past year. The RAC
Some people don't like when I record with the radio. Well, tough. You just have to listen to the radio and me speak at the same time.
In the city, a short time ago, FTSE 100 was trading down 12 points at 82.40. The pound buys $1.29 and €1.18. LBC weather: England and Wales becoming unsettled as showers move north through the day. Dry up for Northern Ireland and
Look at that, that's quite cool.
spells, a high of 23
Push that.
degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC,
And lid opens up.
I'm Amelia Cox.
Hello, sub-fans. Subway knows what you want, and we're here to bring you the new lunchtime lineup. Standing a foot long and packed with our new rotisserie-style chicken,
Oh, I'm surprised the ratchet is...
fresh salad and creamy garlic and herb sauce is the new legend of lunchtime, the all-star
Nah.
chicken. And paired with
Well,
crispy waffle fries.
it's not too bad, not the smoothest.
Berry churro. Try the new all-star menus and make it the foot-long
My Weeha ratchet,
Subway. Eat fresh.
I think that's probably the smoothest quarter dry ratchet I got. Not Wearer, Weeha. W-I-H-A. Well, I don't know, it might loosen up after time, this one. But I think that might be a bit too big to get into certain places. But we will see, we will see.
The domestic political landscape is getting a little bit more interesting.
Get a little screwdriver handle there.
When you talk about solar farms, I've never quite mastered the art. I'm not sure anybody else has, to be fair, so this isn't an outbreak of uncharacteristic modesty, don't worry. I've never
It's got a magnet in it
of making phone-ins about matters environmental
to hold the bits in.
some of the phone-ins we have about other issues. But when I heard Tom Swarbrick earlier, who was standing in for Nick this week on the breakfast show, mention that the solar farm...
It's a shame it wasn't security talks. I would have made it better. But the hex are the ball end type.
I don't know where you are
The hex
at
bits.
the moment listening to this. So what my
They're the ball end
don't work
type
really.
hex.
But I am 11 miles away from my mother-in-law's house, which is just
2.5 is the smallest
where
one.
the rugby takes place, and I'm in the middle of Leicester Square. So if you've got even
Up to
a cursory grasp of the geography of
five
capital city,
5 mil hex.
that's bloody miles. Well, 11.
Well, I do like the ball end for confined spaces. They are quite handy.
Did I hear Tom correctly? 11 square miles.
You get their quarter drive adapter for the sockets.
Absolutely epic. And I think it's handsome. And I don't tell me I've got this completely wrong. Anyway. That's my attempt at fallibility for the first time this morning. We'll have a look at that in a moment. So we may talk about that a little later in the programme. I'm also drawn towards
That's locked in.
so-called ghost children who are not going to school. I think it is one of those areas where we need to buy a new dictionary. We need to buy a new dictionary because the conversations we would have had about truant,
You've got 2 tyre levers there.
the conversations we have about
The only thing I don't like about the socket set, they could have made it smaller.
both the
Because look, there's a lot of wasted space in there. It looks like.
and also perhaps the medical
You know, all this wasted space, they could have made it a lot smaller.
is 3 solar farms covering an area of 11 square miles. So we'll have a look at that. We will have a look at that. It's a heck of a lot.
So you got Philips and
The vocabulary we need to have a conversation about.
you know what? There's no posi drive in there. They've got Philips,
Very different from what it would have been.
but no posi drive.
But we
That's a bit
return
odd.
to Donald Trump. We return to America. And
Yeah, look, you've got Philips, as you can see there.
in the course of the conversation that we had in the last hour.
Come on, focus, camera, focus,
I
focus.
know what a square mile is, by the way.
You've got Philips,
They've got a grade
hex,
in AO level statistics.
slotted
I know
talks.
exactly what a square, and I can do algebra as well.
They should have made it security talks,
And then you go 11 miles that
and they
way.
should have included posi drive, but no posi drive.
I didn't. I knew I got that wrong. So you
But I'm guessing because it's aimed at bicycles,
do one side by
you won't find
so it's like 3
posi drive
miles that way.
screws on the bicycle, will you?
Still pretty big,
Would you?
but Twickenham, you can relax. There's not going to be any solar farms in Twickenham. That was close. 7
So to
minutes
use the socket,
11 is the time.
you put that in there.
Takes about square miles. It would not be 130, yes, exactly. 11 miles by 11 miles would be 132 square miles.
Oh, that rolls up like that.
Talking about 3.5, give or take. 3.5 miles that way, 3.5 miles
So that's how you use the socket.
Fill in all the space there with solar panels. One day, we'll work this stuff out before the microphone comes on. And it will be much the dollar program as a consequence. So, in the course of the...
Well, I'll bring it to work, see how it holds up. It's not for work, but I just want to see how
We kept returning to the question of
it copes.
waverers, the question of minds that may be susceptible to change. But since the January the 6th tragedy, I don't know what word you would use, atrocity, the question of Donald Trump's appeal has hardened as well. So I think we can get our head around all of the isms, whether you like it or not. People are forgiving of apparently awful behaviour if they are...
Now, just at work at the moment, testing this socket set. So as you can see, there's some bolts up there we have to get to take this ram off. I think there's not many ratchets can fit up here, but this one naturally fits. Actually fits. See, because that's got the ball end in it, we've got an angle. The ratchet is quite smooth because I can turn it with this slippery glove on by hand. I can grip it. Crazy. Okay, so I've had this socket set for over a year now, so I thought I'd do a review on it. So like it said in the description, this socket set, basically it's for bicycles and low torque applications. It's not for anything too heavy duty. Now there are a couple of issues with this, but for £10 you can't really complain. The ratchet is alright, not the smoothest ratchets. I've got smoother ones, but of course it costs a bit more. But the main issue is these bits. I don't know if it's the material, if it's soft or just the tolerances, but they're not the best quality of bits, especially the 4mm. This 4mm bit, because I've actually rounded off a couple of hex bolts or Allen key bolts, whatever you want to call them, using this 4mm bit. Well, normally it's if they're really tight. It's managed to round a few off. So yeah, this is not for anything that's taut up, kind of high. Yeah, not for industrial use, but I guess it'll be good for things like furniture, getting into really tight spots. So I guess furniture's not really, those bolts are not taut up that high, are they? The sockets are alright, no issues with the sockets, just the bits really. And also, you know, I can't remember what happened to this, but there's like a little clip in there, and the clip managed to come out. Let me show you what I mean. So it's got a magnet in it. As you can see, the magnet's holding it in, but when you pull this collar back, it's not gripping the bit. You know how the spring in there, it's meant to also grip those lines around there. Because the spring or the clip, whatever you call it, is missing. It's not gripping it. I don't know what happened. I think I must have dropped it or something like that and just come out, disappeared. So that's one issue. And the other issue is because it's quite small, it's quite flat. It's easy to fit in your pocket. And I had it in my pocket one day, but I was sitting down. What happened was it worked its way out of my pocket and dropped on the floor. And when it dropped, the whole thing just fell apart. All the bits came out, the bits went everywhere. And there's like a little spring that goes in the corner here somewhere. And that spring popped out, and I don't know how or which way it goes back in there. But it's not really an issue, it doesn't really cause any problems. It's just a shame. As you can see, this screwdriver handle here, it's not very big. And it's not going to undo, it's not really going to crack a lot of fasteners because of the size of it. You can't really get enough torque around it. But really, in my opinion, this is more of like an adjustment screwdriver. That's what it's good for. You know, like certain things where you have to turn like a little screw to adjust it. In my eye, this is what this is really for. Just like on bicycles, when you have to adjust the gears and things like that. That's what that is really for, in my opinion. That's what that's good for. And plus, because it's quite short, you can get into tight spaces. Basically, this is what this is for, in my eyes. This socket set. It's for getting into tight spaces, really. Yeah, for £10, you can't really expect a lot. Because you could pay like £10 just for a ratchet like that itself. But looking at the set, it looks like they've copied Wearer in a way. It's just sort of the layout of it. They've got like similar sort of things. Like both of their screwdriver handles sort of both the same. But of course, these sockets are much better quality. Using the 4mm on this with bolts that are quite torqued up to a high level, it doesn't round them off. Yeah, these bits are much better quality. And the ratchet on this is a lot smoother. This was better than this one, but of course that one costs a lot more. See, that's locked in there, and I've dropped this quite a few times and the thing hasn't just fallen out like this one. I guess you pay for what you get what you pay for. But one thing, it's quite handy having these ball joints, hex bits, as you can see in the video.